As fans of the beautiful game, we have had the pleasure of witnessing some of the greatest strikers in the world in action. Players like the great Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the iconic Cristiano Ronaldo, and the inevitable Robert Lewandowski. Although they desire to continue to inspire and electrify crowds, time catches up to everybody. Zlatan Ibrahimovic officially hanged up his boots on the 5th of June at aged 41. Cristiano Ronaldo is now playing out his final years of his career in the Saudi Arabian League, and Robert Lewandowski is 35 years old, far from a spring chicken. Thankfully, the footballing gods have bestowed upon us a new generation of elite strikers. Victor Osimhen, Erling Haaland and Darwin Núñez spring to mind. However, there is one more name slowly and rightfully emerging as a true talent up front, and his name is Benjamin Sesko. Before I continue, I would like to quickly remind you I am running a giveaway with ownasaber.com where at 15,000 subscribers you could be in with a chance at winning the King of London lightsaber, the perfect saber for every Chelsea fan. 3 participants will be chosen, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and check the pinned comment down below for more information. And with that, on with the video. Benjamin Sesko was born on the 31st of May 2003 in Radače, Slovenia, a small and comfy town in the eastern regions of the country with a population of just 2,000. Much like Rasmus Højlund, who I did a breakdown on a few months back, Sesko hailed from a very active, football-loving family. His father Ales had played football for most of his life and passed down this love of the sport to his only son. Benjamin began to display this affection for football at a very early age, often taking family trips to the local football field, a field which was the collaborative effort of the entire town, including the Seskos. The football pitch was not yet finished, and Sesko's father would often have to hold the goal nets in order to stop them from being dislodged by powerful shots. This was a task he didn't mind performing. Both of his parents were down-to-earth, supportive people who didn't mind helping out other people. They took great care in raising their son with the correct morals, always making sure he took responsibility for his actions, an important lesson to learn for any child growing up. During primary school, when he wasn't kicking a ball in the playground, he was a very well-mannered and polite pupil, a clear indication that his parents' efforts had paid off. In fact, his PE teacher, and bear with me here, these are Slovenian names, Violeta Ernesel, raved about Benjamin Sesko, describing him as an extremely polite child who excelled in all sports. Benjamin Sesko would join his first footballing academy at the age of 10 years old, his local side, Radače FC, where he would spend 5 good years developing into a very dangerous striker, although this wasn't actually his original position. He only became a striker following the departure of his very first coach, who has this name, and I feel like if I try to pronounce it, I'd offend a lot of people. As I said, he would become a very dangerous striker very early on into his footballing journey. With the help of Sesko, Radače FC would go on to win multiple youth tournaments across the country, putting his name on the radar. Sesko would continue to grow and quickly become Radace's most valuable player. He also continued to grow physically. Even when he was a youngster, he was taller than the majority of his teammates. Sesko recognized this gift and worked harder in training to get the most out of his physical nature. This drive gave many coaches at Radace the impression Sesko would be one of the few players to make it to the big stage. You can be as talented as Messi, but if you don't work hard every day, you'll never reach your full potential. In the 13-14 season, Sesko would spend a year on loan playing for Rudar, a side in the second division of Slovenian football. This was Sesko's first time playing anywhere other than his home team. For most 11-year-olds, this would be quite a daunting challenge, but Sesko relished this challenge of a new environment. It provided new challenges and a chance to work on his overall game from a different coach's perspective. After returning to Radace, Sesko would spend another 2 years at the club where it all began before going out on loan again, this time to NK Kriško. Whilst at Kriško, Sesko played with the under-15s and under-17s, and in the process broke the club's all-time goal-scoring record for an academy player, registering an incredible 59 goals in just 23 games during the 17-18 season. After his incredible season with the Kriško Academy, Sesko would once again make a move, this time to Domžale, a move that was watched with great interest from some big clubs in Europe, including RB Salzburg. Salzburg are known as one of the best clubs in the world for scouting and developing talent. Names like Dayot Upamecano, Sadio Mane, and of course Erling Haaland all spring to mind. When Benjamin Sesko was just 16 years old, the Austrian club would make their move and sign the Slovenian striker for €2.5 million on the 3rd of June 2019. After completing his move to the Austrian side, he was loaned to one of their feeder clubs, Leipzig. Salzburg had taken their time with Sesko and his parents, outlining a roadmap to success where it was decided a loan was the best thing for his career. Leipzig were in the second division of Austrian football, meaning he wouldn't have been thrusted into the deep end too early and knock him off course. In his first professional season, Sesko only netted once in 15 league appearances. This may appear worrying, however his playing time amounted to 353 minutes, which is the equivalent to about 24 minutes per game. Not much time in reality. His second season in the 2021 campaign was much more exciting as the Slovenian found far more success, netting 21 times and assisting 6 goals in 29 appearances. This incredible form led to RB Salzburg recalling Sesko from Leipzig in January of 2021, bringing him into the first team, deeming him ready. During his time at Leipzig, Sesko really worked on his technical ability. As of today, Benjamin Sesko stands at 6'4", very similar to someone like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It's very rare to find someone as tall as Sesko who's able to control the ball as he does, especially in tight spaces when under pressure. But Sesko does this with ease. It's actually quite strange watching someone as tall as Sesko move the way he does, gliding past players, quickly changing direction, moving in and out of players. He is very aware of momentum and uses it to his advantage, often feinting going one direction before switching at the very last moment. His long legs also create longer strides, allowing him to gather pace rather easily. In short, before he was 18, he had already developed massively in front of goal, along with having the ball at his feet. A true talent. Benjamin Sesko would make his official debut for Salzburg on the 20th of January 2021 against TSV Hartberg, with the game ending 3-0 in favour of Salzburg before returning to Leipzig on loan for the rest of the season. During his return to Leipzig, Sesko would accomplish a rare achievement, scoring a hat-trick in 12 minutes, drawing parallels yet again to Robert Lewandowski, a player Benjamin Sesko has been compared to in recent times. The 2021 campaign was his first full season with RB Salzburg, and so there were some growing pains as the striker scored 11 and assisted 7 goals in 37 appearances. Not too bad for an 18 turning 19-year-old, but not up to the level at which he had set for himself at Leipzig. He did, however, improve upon these numbers in the 22-23 season. In his final season for RB Salzburg, Benjamin Sesko appeared 41 times for the Austrian Giants, netting 18 times and assisting 4 goals. He finished the season as top goalscorer as Salzburg won the league for the second year in a row. His development during this time at Salzburg was incredible, with many, including his teammates, making comparisons to Erling Haaland. They both have similar frames, although Sesko is in fact taller than the Norwegian striker. They are both quick and not shy in front of goal. Sesko even stated his teammates believed him to be better than Haaland was, which is nothing short of a massive compliment and a great belief in his abilities. On the 9th of August 2022, it was announced that RB Leipzig had signed Sesko on a 5-year deal, joining the club next summer. The move cost the Bundesliga club around €24 million in total, a great deal considering just how talented he is. RB Leipzig weren't the only club in for the Slovenian, as Manchester United, Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid and PSG all held an interest. As of today, Sesko has played 5 games for RB Leipzig, scoring 3 in the process, 1 being in the Champions League after coming on off the bench. So we now know who Sesko is, but how good is he really? In short, he's really good. Benjamin Sesko is one of the best young strikers in the world right now for multiple reasons, one being his physical advantages. Strikers built like Haaland, Nunes and even Skamaka are in fashion at the moment. There is certainly a revitalization of the out-and-out number 9 position, where in seasons previous the desired striker was more versatile, even a false 9 who would drop deeper to provide more chances for their fellow attackers. But as I said, Sesko fits the mold of the desired striker today. When off the ball, he's very handy due to his high pressing abilities, which is another trait the top coaches in the world desire greatly. His long legs allow for deep strides and provides him the ability to close gaps rather rapidly between himself and defenders, which makes him a highly useful asset for teams that implement a high press. His positioning is also quite useful. Salzburg used a 4-4-2 with a diamond shape in the midfield, with Sesko playing as one of the 2 strikers up front. This means when attacking, it wasn't always from a central position. Sesko would roam across the attack, entering the box from wider areas. Of course, he wasn't limited to just attacking from width. He is more than capable of linking up with the players around him to break through enemy defenses. I can only imagine the levels of destruction and attacking partnership of Christopher Nkunku and Benjamin Sesko would inflict upon the Premier League. This heat map from Sesko's final season at Salzburg demonstrates just how much Sesko moves across the field during a match. He is a workhorse, to put it lightly. On the ball, he's deceptively technical. I mentioned this earlier, but he is able to use his body in a way a striker like Tammy Abraham just cannot. His balance and footwork is really impressive for a 6'4" striker. Sesko is more than capable of escaping the press from the opponents through a skillful flick or a quick change in direction. His first touch is also well refined. He's somewhat similar to Eden Hazard in this respect, in that he is able to get past players just from his first touch, whether this be a flick or a body feint. It's something that gets the crowd excited, and if you can do it, why not? Poor first touches are punished, and punished hard in the Premier League, so being able to avoid this issue and play clean will help dramatically. Unfortunately, the website I use to analyse a player's percentile rankings doesn't track the Austrian League. However, DataMB does, and formulates their data into nifty radars, which I will show here. As you can see, Sesko excels in the non-penalty goals metric, along with his aerial contributions, which makes sense as Sesko holds a physical advantage over the majority of footballers. When comparing Sesko's metrics to another potential target in Ivan Toney, you can see that they're actually quite similar. Ivan Toney does have an edge when it comes to expected assists and for passes into the penalty area. But for everything else, they are pretty much the same. In fact, Sesko beats Toney for non-penalty goals, aerial contributions obviously, and offensive actions. Yes, Sesko was in the Austrian League and Ivan Toney was in the Premier League. However, Ivan Toney is 7 years older than Sesko and therefore should be performing at a higher level. When Ivan Toney was 19 years old, he was on loan at Barnsley. What I'm trying to say is, it's clear Sesko is developing at a dramatic rate, and I feel like we're all in for a treat to see him grow at Leipzig, playing against tougher competition in the league and in the Champions League. His shooting is really nice, really crisp. He's able to pick a corner and slide it in with little issue. His ball control within the box is also a brilliant showcasing of his true talent. He's able to keep the ball really close to feet when in these tight spaces before breaking free and putting the ball into the back of the net. Sesko isn't just limited to close quarters finishing, he does have wonder strikes in his locker. One of the best examples being the stupendous volley he scored against Sweden in the Nations League. A long ball is played into the box towards the left-hand corner. Sesko times his run behind the defender to stay onside, always keeping an eye on the ball's trajectory. As the ball comes down, he meets it with a lashing left foot volley across goal, leaving the defender and keeper hopeless as the ball sails into the back of the net. One of the great attributes Sesko has is his two-footed nature. He has no issue shooting and scoring with his weaker left foot. Previous Chelsea attackers like Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech were famously one-footed, and this limited them in many ways. Defenders knew all they had to do was force them onto their weaker foot. With Sesko, there is no weaker foot. He can score with his left, right, head, probably shins, knee, shoulder maybe. He has it all. There are of course areas he can improve upon, most notably his hold-up play. The Premier League is famously known for being incredibly physical, and many players have come from other leagues having performed to an outstanding level and failed to adjust. This can be rectified. When you look at Haaland when he was at Salzburg, he was nowhere near the physical specimen he is today, and I have no doubt Sesko will evolve into a beast just the same, if not bigger. So, is Benjamin Sesko perfect for Chelsea? I certainly think he's up there. If you were to offer me Victor Osimhen or Sesko, I would of course choose Osimhen. He's the finished article, brilliant goal scorer, all around just a fantastic striker who would level up Chelsea 1,000 levels. The problem is, Osimhen would be £130 million minimum, whereas Sesko would cost upwards of £70 to £80 million, almost half. That number is an estimation by myself. He would have only been at Leipzig for 1 year, and Fabrizio Romano himself said it's impossible to name a price for Sesko right now. Poch likes his strikers to drop deeper and involve themselves in the build-up play whilst also pressing the opponent from the front. This is Sesko to a T. We saw from his heat map he gets involved all across the opponent's half, linking up play and making things happen. Tifo put together a brilliant video analysing Sesko's overall play, and one of the stats they showed was from the 21-22 season, in which Sesko ranked in the 85th percentile for ball recoveries and interceptions compared to other strikers. Mauricio Pochettino snubbed João Felix for his lack of off-the-ball work, I can't see him snubbing Sesko, a striker who provides exactly what he desires. I seriously believe Benjamin Sesko is the next Robert Lewandowski, the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He is an outstanding player, and at just 20 years old, Todd Boehly must be drooling. If you want to sign the next big thing, sign Benjamin Sesko in the summer of 2024. And that's about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below regarding Benjamin Sesko. Would you take him at Chelsea? Who would you like me to break down next? As always, I've been the Quick Take, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.